Well, good morning. How is everyone doing on this Saturday morning? We have got a great conversation that we're going to have in just a few minutes with my dear friend Jorge Ireta. And you're not going to want to miss this. We're going to be talking about demystifying AI. And I don't know about you, but when people start talking about this kind of stuff, usually I kind of get a blank stare. But Jorge knows his stuff, and he is going to invite us into his world of AI and understand it's number one, not of the devil. It is a tool that God is providing for us. Just like when God gave the television, just like when God gave us the computer. Yes, there's all kinds of things that can be affected by that. But let me just say, this is a fabulous tool for churches, for businesses, for ministries, and for individuals. And so if you know a friend that you think would like to participate, as you're jumping on this morning, let me know where you're watching from. We always, hi, Evangelist, great to see you. Hi, Andrew from Glasgow. It's great to have you jumping on with us this morning. I know this is Saturday morning. It's not a normal time for you guys to see me popping up on the screen. But Bruce, it's great to see you. Bruce, yeah, great. It's going to be a great conversation. I think that it's going to be very informative. And we're going to really be introducing a free masterclass that he's going to be doing. And so this really is going to be a fabulous way to advance the kingdom, to spread the gospel to the ends of the earth, and to utilize some tools that I think are going to make all of that so much easier for all of us. And so if you don't mind, as you jump on, let me know where you're watching from and hit that share button so that we can get this word out and let other people know about this live broadcast so that we can begin to spread the word. This is going to be a fabulous masterclass. It's going to be coming up on Tuesday. It's absolutely free, but I want you to hear a little bit from Jorge himself. Hi, Kate from Washington. Great to have you jumping on and being with us today as well. I bet it's beautiful up in Washington this time of the year. It's actually gorgeous here in Florida, mid 70s, actually perfect weather. We were actually just in Colorado this last couple of days, and it was some beautiful weather there. But then also we had to drive to the airport in a blizzard yesterday. So third week in April in a blizzard. Yes, about almost 12 inches of snow. So it was kind of crazy. You never know what you're going to get in the mountains. But it was wonderful. Wonderful kind of time of relaxation. Hi, Sylvia. Thank you for jumping on. And she is from Malaysia. Wonderful to have you. Let me just say, this conversation is going to be for people all over the world because it gives you great access to the tools that I believe are going to connect us all in an even greater day. Kate says she used to live in Jacksonville. That's great. I bet it's beautiful up in Washington this time of the year. Well, I'm going to bring my guest on. Let me tell you a little bit about him. He is one of the staff members at Christian International, but more than that, he has really invested his life in staying on the cutting edge of technology. He understands the technology world. He understands the things that are rolling out on a constant basis. And those of you that are kind of toying with technology, those of you that are kind of interested in this, understand that it's an ever-changing world and that there are continuous resources that are being created by brilliant minds. And what we've got to do as Christians is, rather than be afraid of these things, we've got to learn how to harness them. And so I want to introduce you to my friend Jorge Ireta, and I'm going to bring him on the screen right now. Hi, Jorge. It's so great for you to
Hello.
join us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. Why don't you tell people kind of how, first of all, your history, a little bit about how you got into this whole world of AI?
So, I'm a very curious person. I'm always been somebody who's always wanted to figure out, what is going on out there in technology. I've been working with it for many years. Started from being a graphic designer to a web developer, and I just got deeper and deeper into it. But something happened 2.5 years ago that really started changing things. We all have used AI in the past. I mean, this is not something different, but we used to call it more automation. You used to hear words like machine learning and things like that, but it
Yeah.
was all gearing towards something much more. And that's when I got really curious. And then when ChatGPT got released, that's when things just really took off. But at the same time, this was when something I got really curious, because at the same time that we sparked this massive move with technology and AI, there was also a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misunderstanding on what this was, how this worked, and it created a lot of fear on people. So that's when I really dived in and went, I need to know how this works, how is it operating behind the scenes, and is it something that is really going to do what a lot of people are saying that is going to do. And that's what really got me to dive in and try to understand this much deeper.
I think people got afraid that the machines are going to take over the world, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we see every movie out there. That's all it is going to take over the world. But
Exactly.
that's really where I wanted to get really deep into it and understanding. Is it really doing that? Because everybody thinks that AI is becoming sentient. Like it's something that it's just becoming like another person that's thinking. But you'd be surprised how far we actually are from that. However, when it comes to being dramatic and trying to get clicks out there in the internet, you're gonna hear all this buzzwords, of it's AI, it's understand, it's human like, it's thinking, it's doing things on its own, but not quite.
I just had Sharon Morgan, who's part of our Vision Nation crowd. She just jumped on and said, Jorge is a great teacher. He makes complex things easy to understand. You don't want to miss this class. And so thank you,
you.
Sharon, for those comments. You've got a masterclass that's coming up on Tuesday. What really motivated you to put together this class for the public? And I'm going to be dropping a link into the chat that is going to make it really super easy for you guys to go on and register for this class. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, but all you got to do is click on the link, and I think they provide your email address. They'll send you a link for the masterclass, which is taking place on Tuesday, I think, of this week. Is that right?
Yes, Tuesday this week. So I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern.
4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, well, tell people what inspired you to create this class.
Well, what really did it for me is that I've been working with a lot of people, especially with Christian International. I work with a lot of ministers, a lot of pastors, even just individuals that want to try to understand what's going on with this. But there was so many questions. And one of the biggest questions that I really wanted to hone in was this question of is AI going to completely take over my message if I use it? Like, is it going to lose its essence? Is it going to not speak what is on my heart and God's spirit through it, and that when I'm using it to write or to do different things? And that is the reason why people feel that way, is because it's like but we forget on how a lot of different things work. So you put something on the AI and you write it and you get a response that is better than what you would have written. But what we need to understand too in today's world, when we're writing a book or we're writing an article, it doesn't start and end with you. It usually goes through different variations of your work, improving it over and over and over again until you get exactly what it is that you want.
That's right. The editing process. Exactly right.
Exactly. What AI is doing is taking that away from having somebody else do it or you doing it over and over yourself. What it's doing is that it's helping you polish this thing to become better so you can get exactly the message you want. It's just speeding up the work. So the one thing that I tell everybody, and this is one of the things you're going to take away from this lesson, AI is a tool. AI is not sentient. It's not a being in there that's doing things. It is all prediction models that just anticipates what exactly you're looking for in the response that you want to receive from it. So if I write a particular piece, a paragraph on something, and I tell it, hey, can you improve this and make it better? It has the knowledge of pretty much everywhere in the internet and some of the best writers and editors and all of that in the planet. So of course it's going to look at that paragraph and go, okay, how can I make this better? Because that's what the person who requested this wanted. And then it'll give you a response with a much better writing. But the thing is this is the key thing right here. It can't do this on its own.
That's right.
It needs your input. If AI doesn't have an input from us, from a human typing in and give it something to do, it just sits there. It does absolutely nothing. It is not out there thinking and trying to, take over the world or change your mind or strategizing against, it's just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Now, that's really what drove me to do this, because I saw, especially on with pastors and in the Christian world, that I saw that there was this fear. And it actually, Pastor Jen, you were one of the ones that really inspired me to do this, because you said something in one of your videos that was really just, I grabbed a hold of it. You said, why are we not the ones changing culture and not let culture change us?
Yeah.
And that impacted me so much. And I realized that we let technology shape us too much, and not us going after and shaping it.
That's
And
exactly true. Yeah.
yeah. And if we're always fearful of it, how can we ever have a true impact in this world when it comes to technology? We leave it up to everybody else to decide how this is going to be used. So instead of fearing it, let's take control of it and use it for good, not just sit here and wait until it's not being used for good. And then we decide to take actions. And sometimes, unfortunately, by the time we do, it's too late. It's too saturated, too many people there, and it's a struggle.
It's so true. That's so true. So what kind of like tasks or problems can your students expect to be able to solve by the end of this course? And really for a pastor, for a ministry, for a business that's out there. I mean,
Mhm.
really, what are some of the things that we can utilize this for to actually benefit us?
So, like for example, one of the things that I get asked about is sometimes information, access to information and knowledge to individual steps of what you want to do. So, like for example, say you want to be a business owner, but you don't even know how to start. Okay,
Mm.
you don't know whether you need an LLC, whether you want to be a sole proprietor, or maybe you're starting a nonprofit. What are the steps to even start a nonprofit? Now, you can go to Google and go do a bunch of searches and probably get frustrated, because after looking at 10 different websites, you
Been there.
probably, and all the jargon, the way it's being written, you're just like, okay, I don't get it. But
Mm.
this is where AI comes in and makes it really easy for you, because it can actually go do the searches for you and then relay the information to you in a way that you can actually understand it. Because let's face it, when you go to a governmental website and try to figure out what exactly they're saying, it can get extremely confusing.
It's
So that's
true.
one simple way. It's just decimating information in a way that we can easily understand. But then after that, you want to get creative. You want to start finding a name for your company, maybe doing some marketing research for the area that you're in. You can simply just ask it and it'll start doing that. And
Mhm.
then from there on out, then we can get even more creative and say, hey, I want to make some flyers. I want to make some ads for Facebook. It can generate images for you. It can do the copy for you based on the information you give it. And you're off to the races all by yourself. Starting everything right here from your computer, you can get this done.
Do you have some examples that you can actually show us
Yes.
of how this works?
Yes, I can definitely do that. Let me
I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can.
okay. So here we are in something simple like ChatGPT right here. And let's
Okay.
say I'm going to ask the question. So especially let's talk about ministers who want to do, say you want to do research on a particular verse. Can you tell me like your favorite verse out there, Pastor Jane?
Ephesians 1, 17 and 18.
Ephesians 1,
Mm-hmm.
what's the other one? 117?
17 and 18. Uh-huh.
Okay. So I probably didn't even spell Ephesians right because, but it's okay. It'll figure it out. Okay.
It's smart. It'll figure it out, right?
It'll figure it out, which is the good thing about it. But say I need a complete study guide. And
Mm.
can you tell me your favorite version of the translation of the Bible they usually like to use?
Let's do it. I study in a lot of. Let's do it in the new one, the Passion
The
Translation.
Passion. Using the Passion Translation.
Cool that you
And
can
I
do.
can say also
Uh-huh.
include the original
Yes,
um,
because I always study back to the original
writing
or Hebrew. That's
and its definition. And you can even tell it, and also the voicing and meaning of the time. So now we're getting really deep into it. We're not only going to get that we selected the Passion Translation, we want to include the original text. And as you can see, I'm not the best writer. It's all misspelled, but there's a point to this because I want you to understand that you don't have to be perfect for this. Because
okay.
side note here, many people are using AI right now who have problems writing with dyslexia, who
Yeah.
are able to write with AI, and the AI will understand it. You don't have to worry about it and
Yeah,
be able to use it.
I have a friend that's a businesswoman that says that she has severe dyslexia.
Yes,
She just does this. She talks it into AI. She uses her voice and talks it into AI, and then tells AI to create what she needs next for her business. And she said that
exactly.
it has just really helped her because she has a hard time taking things from her mind and putting it on the page. And this has actually really enhanced her business and enhanced her ability to communicate.
There was a story out there of one of the beginning of ChatGPT was this business owner who was a lawn care business owner who had a really hard time getting clients because he wasn't able to reply properly in text and in emails to them. And once ChatGPT came around, he was using it to type out what he wanted to say, and ChatGPT will put it into this professional email, and he started growing his business much
Oh,
faster because
that's
of it.
awesome. That's
So
awesome.
all right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna click here. Once this is done right here, we're gonna click it, and now here it's gonna come ChatGPT,
Now
and there
it's
you go.
now it's thinking.
It is putting it all together for you. It's
Oh,
doing all the research. It's doing all the writings talking about the original Greek. It even writes it in Greek for you
wow. That's
right
great.
there, and it starts going deep in detail. Look at that into the first word, Hina. So the order of, the god. It starts doing just a very detailed translation for you, and this is a way that you can really get in depth into your studies. I was speaking to my brother, and one of the things that really impacted me that he says, in order for me to be able to do this, I used to have to go into big expenses of colleges of theology and everything to try to understand this and buying all this different information. And
Right.
now this is accessible for everyone.
Right.
And here we go. You have a full study.
As an author that studies, and I normally when I study and when I write, I usually have 10 different books stacked around me. But now that I'm actually learning to use this, and I'm actually going back, I have to say, ChatGPT is giving me Greek and Hebrew, and I'm going back to my books and
Yes.
making sure that it's saying what it's supposed to be saying. And it's been really pretty amazing to see the accuracy and to see how easy it actually really is. And I still love having my books, but I have to tell you, this is transforming the way that I'm actually able to study. So,
And you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, right? And this is the important part for you to make sure, because yes, I can come here and tell AI, hey,
mhm,
write me an article about efficiency, right? And it'll do it. But
mhm.
there's nothing in there. There's no you in it at all.
Right,
But say
right.
you come here and you have this passion thing in you that you're like, and I want to talk about this, and you just write whatever is in your head all the way in there, and then you tell, okay, I got all this out here. I need to organize this in something that we can work into a blog. That's different. That's you. And it's
Mhm.
just no different that you're giving it to an editor or a producer to come and help you put it all together in a way that it can be disseminated for the public. It's exactly the same way that AI is going to work for you. But for research, this thing is amazing. And now, as you can see, this was very fast, right?
Very fast. Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's other buttons here, which I will teach in the class about what is called deep research.
Mm.
What deep research is going to do is it's going to go beyond its knowledge and surface level searching. It'll search hundreds, sometimes just hundreds of websites
True.
trying to find
Common,
all of that information for you. Yeah,
commentary, studies. Yes, absolutely.
everything. It will go to if it exists in the internet, it's going to go find it and try to give you that information.
So
But always, go
Kel-
ahead, go ahead.
Kelby Durham says, my question is though, don't we need to check for copyright and try to put things in our own words?
Absolutely. But this is the one beautiful thing about it. So say I want to write something here, right? And I want to tell it just I will highly recommend you don't do this, okay? Because this is the form that I'm talking about that you don't want to do. You do not just want to tell it, hey, write something about this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take over here this right here. Hope of his calling, okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna say canvas and I'm gonna say write an article on Hope is calling. Okay. Now usually when you're going to do this, you're going to put your writing in there, and this is the thing that I always encourage you write it out. It doesn't matter if you think it's right, if it's properly written, punctuation, grammar, any of that. Just write what's on your heart and get started. The reason why I'm going to do this is because with Canva, this is how we collaborate with AI. AI is a tool. It's not doing the writing for us. So I'm going to do this right here. So what it's going to do now is going to split this into two areas, the writing and the chat. So say I wrote this, right? I wrote just a lot of information that I want to do in here. So then what happens is that now I can start collaborating with AI. I can come in here and edit the writing and continue polishing until I get exactly what I want. You never want to just have the AI write the whole thing for you. That's not what this is for. This is for you to start using it as a tool to put together your own thoughts in here and then collaborate.
All the high school and college students out there need to hear that. That's not, it's not for AI to do your homework. Okay.
It's very important because the key is this: how impactful do you want to be?
Right.
That's really important. If you truly want your passion, your voice, the spirit was on your heart to actually come out in this text, you have to put it there. Or else it's just words. They're completely meaningless. Like, for example, right here, if we read, in the opening of the chapters of Ephesians, the Apostle Paul pens out the most powerful prayer in Scripture. Sounds pretty. Sounds dull, though. It doesn't have anything in it. But here's the thing, though. I can now come in here and edit this into anything I want. I can just start writing in here, or I can find something in here and I can say, okay, I want to actually bring in something from like a Greek word that's in here, and I can just highlight it and ask ChatGPT and then collaborate with it to give me information and do my research as I'm continuing developing this article until it is exactly how I wanted it to be. The problem is that we keep thinking that this is somehow doing everything for us, but it's no different than you having Microsoft Word come and check your spelling, your grammar, your punctuation, your paragraphs. You notice that it usually says, oh, maybe you should make it sound like this because this is not correct or whatever. And then you change it. What is really eerie for people is that it can do it so fast without you even asking it, because it's already preempting, know that you need this. So that's what's really things to really take people back, because it's just way too fast.
That's right. So, I mean, you make it sound very easy. And I think that a lot of times people just feel very intimidated about getting into this world. And I think that you basically are issuing an invitation to say, it's really not that hard. I can teach you, I can help you to know how to jump in with both feet. And that's really what your masterclass is going to be about on Tuesday. Tell us a little bit about the masterclass. Again, it's going to be Tuesday at 4:00 Eastern. I did put the link in the chat a couple times. I'll drop it in there again. Super easy to register. You just go in and just give them your email. They'll send you a link to be able to go live with this on Tuesday. And then this masterclass will actually introduce a larger course that if people want to participate in the course, it'll help you to take that next step as well. What else do you want to tell them about the class?
In the masterclass, we're going to go over a lot of these questions that we have, because it's going to be a live class. Everybody's going to be there live with me speaking and on a chat and everything. We're going to touch on the questions about trying to understand what this is, and getting people to understand that this is a tool, no different than you grabbing a hammer or you needing to drive your car. The car doesn't go out on its own. You need to go there, put the keys, turn it on, and then walk away, or else it doesn't do anything. That's really one of the important things. Is I want to really take away that fear from people that this is something mystical in some way that is going to change things. No, this is a tool, a very powerful tool that we really should be taking advantage of it. We use it here at Christian International a lot, because sometimes, especially with nonprofit, we don't have gigantic staffs to go do all these things. And we can use this tool to do amazing things with just 2-3 people. And that is what I want to encourage the church and ministries out there to really grab a hold of, so that we can truly expand our reach faster than we ever done before. And which is always the goal of everything that we do.
Because the goal for all of us as Christians and as ministers really is to extend and expand his kingdom 100%. To the ends of the earth. And so this really does give us the capacity to do that. So again, we're going to let you guys go because we know it's a Saturday. Please, if you don't mind, hit the share button on this so that you can share this with your friends. If you have specific people that you want to let know about this, please send this to them so that they can jump on Tuesday as well. You want to get registered ahead of time, though. You have to get registered ahead of time to be able to get the link. So Jorge, it has been a pleasure. It's been eye-opening. We appreciate your time. I encourage everybody to hit one of those links in the chat. And do you have any closing words that you want to say?
Just thank you, Pastor Jen, for the opportunity of being here and everybody who came over to watch this. I really hope I will see you there, but more importantly, go out and discover these things too, because they are powerful tools that will help you.
Amen. Hey, guys, hit that share button and go right now and get registered. We look forward to seeing you there. And I know it's going to be very eye-opening and very empowering for you in whatever vision the Lord has given to you to fulfill. God bless you guys. Have a great, great Saturday afternoon. And we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.